What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. Alright guys, real quick, gonna talk about the shop and what you guys should be buying. We do this every single time there's a shop event, and the reason why I bring this up every single time is because there are always new players that jump on and they have no idea what to go for. So, training supplies. You're going to collect these wicked looking hats here. Wish I had one myself. They actually look really bomb. I'd wear one during a stream. Straw Hat of Mastery is what they're called. And you're going to get yourself quite a few items here to choose from. So I want to go over which ones you should be going for, what you should avoid, and where you want to purchase them in terms of where you are in the game. Okay, so let's talk about that. The first one, as usual, is a frame. It looks pretty damn badass, but that's all it does. So if you are looking to max min your account, frames are something you want to avoid, especially as free to play, because they're just value for aesthetics. There's nothing to them. They don't bring you any type of stat builds. They don't do anything to your account. They're just a frame you can have as a collector. That's it. That's that. Dolphins, whales, minnows, you guys are probably going to get them. I have them on my main account. I don't need a lot of these things. But on the free-to-play account, I don't go for any frames because I'd rather get all the resources that you can purchase from here. Okay? So, as usual, tier 2, there's always a warning for this. I'm not sure where the arrow stands for this one, whether it's going to be stage 29, 27, 26, 24, 23, 1, 2, etc. Right? So these will open up as you progress through the challenge mode at a certain point, usually from, it's random from 24 to 29. Somewhere around there, someone will unlock it, and someone will let me know in the comment section when it happens, but these are going to be available for you at that point. Now, this here is going to be for mid players mostly. Okay, most endgame players, you've probably collected a lot of this already through Shadowloo City, the guild shop, the general shop, idling, whatever the case may be, right? But for mid-game players, this is going to be your number 2. Your number 1 here is going to be these boost stones as usual. This is going to be pretty much your number 1 for anyone from endgame to mid-game. Beginning, you're not going to probably want these. You're not going to really be able to use them. But for anyone who's mid-game and endgame, number 1 will be your boost stones. Number 2 will be these things here, okay? So we'll go 1 and 2. Again, as usual, avoid the T1s. They're not worth it for the price you pay. Don't bother with those. These here, avoid these as well. You can get plenty of them throughout the general shop using your money or using in-game money. Let's be specific about that. Or while you summoning the little chests that pop up after you do a certain amount of summons, you'll get these as well too. And they just drop from idle fairly often, and a lot of events give them to you. So don't worry about these ones. Focus on the reds. Even beginners, guys, don't go for that. Okay, for beginners though, you do want to go for this. This is going to be your number 1. Even some end game people still go for these because they want to get their triple S plus 5s and food, right, to feed their units or any future units. These are really, really popular. So 10 summons, don't go for this. They're useless. Go for these ones here. Okay, very, very popular, and this could be number 1 for a lot of different people. I still think red boost stones and T2s for endgame, or well, maybe not endgame, middle game, T2s for sure. Endgame, you can probably continue going for the arcade stones to perhaps have a chance to summon a master or an infernal unit as well, obviously, if you don't have them. Recast cards, tokens. Really good for mid-game and end-game. This is a good way to get yourself the right faction gear that you want and roll for it. Remember, you cannot roll for legendary. It can only be wind, thunder, master, infernal, and flame. So you can only roll for those ones. Now, the chances are fairly low, and you may waste all 4 of them, but at least it's a chance that you have to convert a gear to somebody that you need and give them the proper faction that they're looking for. Okay, so another really important one here. So I'd say for mid-game, that's fairly important. For end-game, not as much. Still good, but not as much because you've probably collected quite a bit of gear already at that point, and you don't really need recast tokens quite as much anymore. These blue ones here are great for mid-game and early game, so they're probably going to be the ones you use for during arcades, after your arcade points, sorry. And then Faith Gems. This is going to be the bread and butter for number 2, I'd say, for all mid to end games. Oh, sorry, end games especially. Mid, this will probably be your number 4 or 5. Once you start getting your FSs up, then you want to focus on this. So this is going to be your number 2 for endgame. Faith Gems are so important for building your account. A lot of people ignore them because they think it's a whale thing, but if you go through all the events, you get yourself quite a few of them as you play the game. So don't cheap out on these guys. They're super important to get. So I'd say this is also a super important one for endgame. Mid-game, it's up to you where you're at. I still say go for the redstones and the T2s. That's your number 1 and 2s. You may still want to go for arcade coins because you're trying to get a couple of units up, obviously. those are pretty damn important too, okay? Now, scrolling down a little bit, we've got some pretty cool units here for once, and they're both two of the best supports in the game. That is in Street Poison and Summer Yang. Both of them are really, really good. So you cannot go wrong with either of these. If you are missing Street Poison from your account because you just have bad luck, she should be your priority. She is a meta unit for almost all content, can be used as an A class unit because C1, which is what gives you all the buffs, is not affected by her rank. You'll still get the same buffs no matter what you do. So definitely pull for her if you don't have her. Okay, that should be your priority over anything else. Yang also for Flame Tower is a very good unit. Shield, heal, buffs, overall incredible unit for Flame Tower and the Flame team in general, and overall for your 3-team bosses. So absolutely push for him as well too as your priority if you don't have him at all. Okay, so he should be your tag in your tag spot. He can heal, he can shield, gives damage up with those shields, and also gives you effect accuracy up with those shields. Okay, so very, very important unit to have as well. So these two are the top 2 supports in the game at the moment. Absolutely go for them as your number ones. Now, most people in mid game and end game already have them, maybe maxed out even, so it's not as prevalent. But early on, if you're not going for arcade coins, you'd rather go for these characters. Those are the two. Put Street Poison as your first, and then put S Yang as your second. These two here, leave them till the end. Do not touch them until you're completely done everything, and then you want to go for those after, okay? Those are going to be the remainder of your coins at the end of it all. Most likely going to go for breakstones. For those who are past the 240 mark, you're most likely going to go for money. And that's pretty much it, guys. That will cover you completely. Now, the way to get these, obviously, is you have to participate in the actual event. You can collect them through Disciplinary Rivalry here, through these little sections here. You can see here, the chests do 3 battles a day. Now, I have a skip button now, so you can just skip right to the end of it all. And also completing these achievements will net you some extra rewards here as you play the game. Not those tokens, but at least the rewards themselves. And then I believe at the end of it all, let me check the leaderboard rewards. I don't know if they give you any. I don't think they do. Let's just check the rewards. No, they don't. But you get frames, obviously, etc. Right? So not too shabby. And you can see here the frame is 3-tiered. It looks pretty damn amazing at the end of it all. And there you guys have it. So that is the shop. Make sure you focus on those items. This is Payne. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.